Hi everyone, hope you're well, hope you've had a good week. Welcome back here to Busy Bee Budgets. I'm going to be doing my week 2 September cash stuff, but it's going to be a very quick cash stuff, mainly because I've signed up for a no spend September, so I've really pared back my spending this month. And that means that actually my cash stuff for the rest of the month are really going to be really quite simple. But because I missed last week's cash stuff, obviously there's a lot going on in the UK last week. There's a lot going on in our lives, so I didn't film my cash stuff last week. So I'll talk you through what I've got left over from each of these categories and then what I'm going to stuff today. So last week I stuffed £380, which was going to be the most that I was going to stuff this month. But what I often have started to do over the last couple of months, which is working well for me, is front stuff envelopes. So when I first started zero-based budgeting, I was cash stuffing the same amount every week, regardless really of what was going on in our lives, what we had planned. And it just meant that I always kind of felt like I was behind. So what I've started to do, and I think I'll continue to do, is week 1, the first paycheck of each month, I'm going to sort of stuff more in envelopes and then kind of dwindle it down and see like what I've got rolling over on what's a good number. So last week I stuffed 100 into food, which is all gone. I had a takeaway in the week, and then I used the rest on the Jam Donut app, which I'm really loving at the moment for buying essentially a gift card which then purchases my groceries. But I've already got £15 in cash back on that app, and I've only been using it I think like a month, like not very long at all. And you just think over a course of a year that can really build up and be great. So and I'm definitely going to be, when I do start buying things again, I'll definitely be using that app because I think it's a lot simpler than say Quidco or some of the other things I've used over the years. So that's it. Fuel, I stuffed 100 and I've got 15 left. It's costing me about 85 to fill up my tank now, which is down from sort of mid-90s that it was, now that prices slightly started to drop. I've still got 3/4 of a tank left maybe, so we'll see how that kind of goes for the rest of the month. I've got one long trip next week, but we'll see there. Self-care, I stuffed 40 and I still have the 40. Had a massage booked, but I don't think it's going to go ahead, and I've got nothing else booked in for the rest of the month, so I'm hoping that can roll over. Social, I stuffed 50 and I've got 5 left, but it was actually for something for work, so although it's social I couldn't really not do it, but I've got nothing else sort of really planned. Miscellaneous, I stuffed 10, which I spent on some stuff for the house. We're thinking about moving, so I just wanted to do a couple of repairs, so I bought some bits and pieces for that. Spends had 20, and I think it's still got 20 in there. So usually again, spends is a category I would stuff a lot more. So self-care, social, spends, I would stuff a lot more in those, but I have pared it back and also not spent from them, which is great. Giving still got its 10, and then fitness had 50, and I think I've spent 20. Yeah, so I've got 30 left. So although I'm on a no spend, fitness is still one of the categories that I wanted to stuff, just because I didn't want to like not do like my swimming and my boxing and stuff, just because I was on a no spend month. Obviously needs must, if I needed to drop that out, that would be a category, but that's kind of a priority for me at the moment. So that is kind of what I've got left over. And again, if you watch me regularly, you'll know that's probably more than I usually have. I often clear out every single envelope every single week. So the fact that there's still money left as we head into week 2 is great. So today I was stuffing 120, which is not a lot for me at all. So 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. So it's not going to take long, don't worry. So I'm going to stuff 100 in food. So 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And then what I'm going to do is probably keep 30 back in cash for things like the local shop and if I get a takeaway. And then I'll put 70 onto the Jam Donut up for when I do the food shop this week, which I need to go and do. We haven't got much in, so that will be sorted there. Fuel's getting nothing. Self-care's getting nothing. Social's getting nothing. Miscellaneous is getting 10. And that is really for sort of things that I need rather than anything I want. Spends is getting nothing. Giving is also getting 10. And what I do with my giving is if I don't use it on a weekly basis, for things like people doing sponsored stuff, or that kind of tends to die down now, doesn't it? Like a lot of the walks and marathons and stuff are over the summer, but what I do at the end of the month is if I haven't used it all, haven't sort of donated to anyone, I will give that to my local food bank. So you can do an online donation to the food bank. So that's what I tend to do each time. And then fitness is getting nothing, but it's still got 30. But I do have some stuff booked for next week that I will need to pay for. So that is all good. So a very quick cash stuff for me today for No Spend September. The other good thing is I have actually started to sell some things and raise some income. So I have actually got some side hustle money from selling things, but I will keep that probably till the end of the month and cash stuff that as we go. And I'm not doing any sinking funds stuffing this month. So I had 200 to repay back into gifts. So because I use the snowball method, what I tend to do is have a fund full and then move on to the next one. But things like gifts, which I use throughout the year, I replenish. So last month was actually quite a big month for me. I had quite a few things I paid out for. But it's lovely knowing the money is there. And I think that's what this whole process does is give you just some peace of mind. And when bills come up, you've got a plan for them. So some of those presents weren't actually going to happen until November. But I was able to pay for them and sort of knock it off my to-do list. So that was really good. And then the rest is going into financial goals. So I bought a business earlier in the year and I want to do some marketing before we head into Christmas. So that has actually gone into that. So I haven't really stuffed any of those because they're not kind of that important. But October we'll see my budget be redone for a couple of reasons. Firstly, because I'm going to have a bit of a salary increase. And also I am going to cancel a couple of bills, like my gas and electric has actually gone down because of the amount of buffer I've built up. And also I think I'm going to cancel my gym because I'm not using it now. I'm doing my boxing and yoga and swimming and stuff. So that's kind of unnecessary expense. So that's it. So we will see where we get to for October. But anyway, that is week 2 done. Tick those off. But halfway through September, halfway through No Spend September, and really enjoying it. So, and it's nice, it's like the late autumn weather, isn't it? It's like still a bit sunny, but it's starting to get a bit cold in the mornings. It's really starting to feel like the seasons are changing. So we all know what will happen now. It will be kind of like the head down to Christmas and see what happens. So I hope you have a lovely day or a weekend or whatever you're up to. Take care and I'll see you soon.